Hey everyone, welcome to the So Basically podcast, where we share with you totally opinionated thoughts. There's going to be no science and hardly any fact here other than the current events that we're going to be presenting to you and our opinions on topics. We're going to go ahead and start off with a little introduction. Nick, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so my name is Nick. I am obviously a freshman here at Arizona State University. I am from Boulder, Colorado, and yeah, that's about it.
I'm Justin. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Freshman, studying political science. So, yeah.
And my name is Brandon Wins. I am also from Phoenix, Arizona, studying accounting at the Business School of Arizona State University. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the current events led here by Justin. Justin, you want to go ahead and hit us up with what's happening in the world and here at ASU?
Well, I figured we could start out with a game.
Oh, shit. A game.
Called the headline game. Very basic.
All right.
So I'm going to give you guys a headline, and you guys have to decide whether it's real or fake.
Yeah, this is hopefully something everybody should be doing, being able to recognize what's real and
This is something
It's fake
that you
news.
can do back at home. Just play along with us.
yeah.
All right, so number one. A forensic official in Mexico had been found to have 150 corpses being stored in a refrigerated trailer because local mortuaries were full.
Okay.
Is that so that's the first one.
That's
That's
whole
the first
thing.
one.
That's so oddly specific. So 150 corpses?
And the thing is, it's Mexico. We got to keep in mind.
More or less.
I'm not
100
I'm not trying to be offensive here. I'm being legitimate. Mexico has a history
Hey.
of lots of corpses just, showing up.
Showing
It's
up.
a-
being dumped in rivers, okay, being dumped in places, lots of murders, gangs.
It's a
yeah.
second world country. They're on their way up. All right. America's got
It's-
their own problems.
It's
but-
more or less 150.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say that one's true. You can tell us if it's true or not, like towards the end after we go through the
Yeah, after we
headlines.
go.
Should-
Okay, yeah.
Shouldn't I tell you, like, right after?
No.
I mean, we give the suspense.
No.
Like
Alright.
people back
It's
home
suspense,
are like, what the
yeah.
fuck?
What do you say? True?
150?
Real or fake?
As Brandon said, it's so specific that it seems strange that somebody would have just,
Look,
especially
what-
you.
So basically,
would've
it's either
come
this
up-
is true or Justin's
Yeah,
like
okay.
150 bodies in a trailer. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a real story.
All right.
Real?
So
Yeah,
we think
that's pretty
we think that one's
reasonable.
real.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark that you guys said real.
Okay. All right.
Okay. What's the next one?
14 new species of birds have been discovered in southern Africa and may affect the ecosystem to where species could go endangered or even extinct, including the gecko and even certain snakes that feed off lizards.
Okay. That sounds again completely real to me.
I'm gonna say
I think.
I'm gonna deem your intelligence too low to come up with that by yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. and here's the thing. Now that I see this one, I think that he maybe was a little too specific on the first one. So I'm thinking that maybe Justin, can you change that now?
Yeah.
I actually don't believe anymore. I don't believe the Mexico story anymore, but I do, however, believe the 14 new species of birds thing, because there's no way that you would have just come up with that. That's that is so oddly
So you're saying
specific.
the first one's fake and the second one...
I'm saying that the first one is fake now, and I'm saying that the second one is real.
I think they're both real.
Okay.
Birds are monsters that eat pretty much anything.
Okay, next.
I'm reading it now.
An airline called Cathay Pacific Airlines spelled their own name wrong on a new plane that they made, spelling it Cathay Pacific. Paciic.
I'm gonna say that's real too. Like corporate's so garbage. Like in any situation, I think corporate has the ability to mess things up like
it
that.
has the appearance of something that would definitely happen.
This game sucks,
You know
man.
what
I'm not a big fan. I'm gonna say real.
I definitely think it's real. Yeah.
Alright. Next. Warmer weather conditions in western Greece have led to
This is real.
300 meters long of spider web that looks very scary, and I would never go there.
You put I in the headline. I'm gonna say that one's fake, Justin.
Well, I just added that I said it looks very scary and I would never go there.
Oh,
So
okay,
you're
all right.
already
Bit of a
throwing-
twist.
So here, let me rephrase it. Warmer weather conditions in western Greece have led to a 300-meter long spider web that covers like.
I'm gonna say no, because unless the spiders are doing LSD or something to alter their.
Here's the thing. I think that I've heard of something similar happening before, where there's a giant spider web that spans hundreds of meters. Therefore, I'm going to say that it's actually real.
Get some conflict going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next one. Many new reports indicate that there is a new virus that has occurred in the southern part of Arkansas.
KFC.
Leaving many people paralyzed and in rare cases death.
Wait, new virus.
That has occurred in the southern part of Arkansas, leaving many people paralyzed and in rare cases death.
Plot twist, all of them are real.
I'm gonna say fake on that one too. I don't think, because they're all procreating with their cousins. That's the Midwest, right? And
it's like the crossover between the Midwest and the South.
Where's
so
the Mason-Dixon line, like, compared to that?
I don't know specifically.
Right. I'm gonna say that one's fake too.
Oh, Jesus.
Real or fake?
It sounds fake. I'm sorry, Justin.
So you're both saying fake?
Well, yeah, I'm saying fake. Yeah.
Okay. So for the first one, forensic official, 150 bodies. You said real.
Yeah.
You said fake.
Yeah.
It's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
One for Brandon.
Damn.
1 for Brandon, 0. All right.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
the 14.
Yeah.
The 14 new species of birds being discovered in southern Africa, extinction of geckos, snakes.
Mm-hmm.
You said real. You said real. I made it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Hats
Sorry
off to
for
Justin. Hats off to
insulting
Justin.
your intelligence for that one. That was a little
It
rude,
worked
man.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's.
Oh man. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The airlines one's spelling their name wrong. You both said real. It's real.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
So 2-1.
2-1. Yeah.
All right. Warmer weather conditions. 300-meter long spider web. You said fake. You said real.
Mm-hmm.
It's real.
Yes.
Wow,
All right.
okay,
So,
1-1.
so is that 1-1 or is it
1-1. Yeah, because that.
2.
2-2? Right.
Oh, 2-2. 2-2. You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
So
we both said fake.
Hold on. Many new reports indicate that there is a new virus that has occurred in southern part of Arkansas, leaving many people paralyzed and in rare cases death. Do either one of you want to change your answers to take the W?
To take the dub? No, I'm not changing mine.
I'm not changing. I'm too stubborn.
I made it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so I guess you guys
All
tied.
right. So 3s.
So we don't have to fight.
Tied. Yeah.
Okay,
All
you
right.
have to tie.
That's
You
not
don't have
bad.
to lose
That's
a
not
fight,
bad.
I
I'm
should
okay
say.
with that.
Well, that was a segment of headline.
All right.
All right.
I
Headline
did enjoy
game.
that. Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. So for this next section, oh no. All right. Next segment of this first lovely pilot episode, we're gonna go ahead and talk about crazy stories of the week. And by crazy, I mean just interesting stories, something that stuck out. So I'll go ahead and start this one off, if that's cool with you guys.
All right.
Go for it.
I just started longboarding, which at ASU is a feat of its own because there's a lot of people walking around all the time.
Too many.
Everyone's looking down on their phones. Some people are on bikes. Some people are on unicycles, actually. And some people are in wheelchairs.
Scooters.
Yeah. There are so many
Anyway.
modes of transportation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to ride my longboard, and I'm doing terribly at it. However, this gentleman, this piece of shit on a bike was biking towards me, and there was plenty of room for him to go. Here I am, stuck real close to the sidewalk, right on my longboard, right? I can't go. I can go left, but I'm assuming he's gonna go to his right, which is my left, because I can't go right because there's rocks right there. All right, I'm not going into the rocks and just spilling. All right? I eat shit daily as it is. So here I am waiting for him to get out of the way, but no, he just, him and I made sweet love. We made some docking action there. The tip of my longboard to the front of his bike, and cut my hand. Can't see it. I'm a little bit of a bitch as it is anyway with pain, but that's what stuck out to me. I'm gonna find that guy because I feel like I didn't really make him feel sorry enough for what happened.
That's fair.
Justin, anything interesting?
Normally I have pretty interesting weeks, but for this past one, not too much has happened. I'm still learning to longboard. I got the hang of it pretty quick. Not too much has happened for me this week.
Your longboard's significantly better than mine.
A screw fell out of my longboard, so it rattles a lot, and it always feels like it's going to fall apart below me, so.
One day you're just going to end up in traffic.
There's a lot of times I'm crossing the street,
Under
and
traffic.
it gets caught in a big crack, and I don't eat shit, but I have to run forward while my board goes behind me, so.
Goodbye.
Other than that, not much has happened.
Goodbye, shins. Nick, anything interesting?
All right, well, since we seem to be on the topic of longboards and just skateboards in general at ASU, I guess this isn't really a story that happened to me, but something that I saw earlier. I know that we were just talking about how, Brandon, you had a little bit of an accident, correct? I saw an accident of myself, and it happened right in front of me. This chick was just walking down the street, right? As you do.
Oh, no!
Okay. Calm down. Okay, this guy on a longboard. This is bad. It could have been a lot worse. When I say it, it sounds bad. It wasn't that bad, but his longboard ran into her ankle.
Ooh.
Right in front of me. And that was tough. And then, again, I think this is kind of funny. I saw you do this, right? Okay. So we were coming back from Dutch, all right, as you do.
Oh, yeah, this.
And Brandon seems to lose control of his longboard a little bit. It goes halfway into the street. So that was pretty good.
So sometimes I get a little ballsy and I board through the crosswalks.
Oh yeah.
When I'm not supposed to.
Yesterday.
When there's oncoming traffic.
Yesterday.
It
was a green light, Main Street. He just doesn't stop and goes through the crosswalk, and there's oncoming traffic just going.
Yeah, but to his credit, he always makes it out. You always make it out.
Just waiting for the day you don't.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that day.
While we're on that topic, the walk-only zones here are horrible.
Yeah.
I have to find ways between buildings and back parking lots, and I mean I've gotten it down, but it's still frustrating.
So the way it is here at ASU, they have the walk-only zones give us direct routes to the main buildings and the classrooms, but you're not technically allowed to ride your boards just because there's a big flow of people walking as it is. So it's hard to board. But you also have guys that wear very bright vests that stand there like they have a better reason than $10.15 an hour. And they like to yell at people when they're on their wheels. It's a no wheels zone. But they make that. This causes us to have to go into these back alleys. We got some dudes shooting up heroin and.
Yeah.
It's fun. Sometimes I stop. I'm like, yo, let me try. And it's bad for my health because here I am shooting up heroin in these back alleys just because it seems enticing to me. And then, meanwhile, I could have been just getting those straight paths to class. Why are you late? Sorry, I'm feeding my heroin addiction, Miss Tolles. Powerful name drop. Yeah, any other words on the garbage walk-only zones?
No, just the garbage.
All right. Speaking of drugs, real quick, I'm sure everybody's been talking about this. Elon Musk hitting a blunt.
Oh yeah.
On the Joe Rogan podcast, a fantastic podcast. If you guys haven't checked it out, click the link in the description below.
Oh,
There's not going to be a link. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, okay.
We're too lazy for that shit.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think about the ridiculous drop in stocks? You're a big stock market guy.
I am a big stock market guy.
What are your thoughts on that? Was it correlation?
Oh, it
causation?
was absolutely correlated.
I
almost
heard there was other
caused.
stuff going on at the same time as that though. I heard it was direct.
Correct. But Tesla stock, I don't even know how far it dropped. Like $30 a share
It's bad.
in a day.
Joe Rogan was
10%.
Joe Rogan's like, you probably shouldn't do this because of stockholders, right? And he's like, nah.
Yeah.
He makes his beautiful face.
It's funny to see how it was literally 8 seconds of the whole 3-hour podcast, and that's what they nitpicked out of all of it, right? And that is what's funny is that if he had a drink or something like that, I guess it shows you the stigma of different drugs.
Yeah.
I guess, right? Because if he had a beer or something like that, no one would have batted an eye.
Well,
but since
he was drinking whiskey the whole podcast,
right, yeah.
so nobody gave a shit about
yeah.
that.
Well,
and it's on the Joe Rogan podcast, which is known for,
Well, and
weed.
where the podcast is located, it's legal. So he did
LA,
it.
it was in LA.
Right.
So
So-
it shouldn't have
Yeah,
been a big
it's
deal.
just the press will bite onto anything that I think they possibly can, and the market responded. That's the way it goes, I guess.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's rough. A lot of people are taking a dump on Elon because he has so many projects that he's investing himself in, and I don't think that's the smartest idea for him to be doing. Just because if you want to focus on cars, if you want your
Yeah,
business to
that's true.
succeed, you should be going full bore into that part
Yeah,
of your life.
you know, people forget that Tesla isn't even a profitable company
Yeah, it's not.
at the moment, right? SpaceX is kind of, long-term future and whatnot, but generally speaking, I think Elon isn't.
But I mean, it shows that he's ambitious. So.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely ambitious. You know.
A lot of people. There's nobody like that. He's the Tony Stark of our
Generation,
time
yeah.
right now, and I think we need more people like that to begin with. But at the same time, if you're looking at it from a business perspective, not the smartest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, going back to the central question, I guess probably not the best plan, and he definitely should have expected some backlash.
Yeah.
And he did, not surprisingly.
Yeah.
All right. So now that we got the drug part out of the way, stay tuned. The end, we all do drugs. A bunch of.
Oh yeah.
Get a drawer
Oh, yeah.
full of them. We're gonna do that at the end of the podcast.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn, bro. Yeah, there's a little drawer.
All right.
Here. Lovely.
Okay. Let's move
Sorry.
on. Let's
Yeah.
move on.
We had some topics to talk about. So we kind of already touched base on that Elon Musk hitting a blunt. I want to get into some more opinionated stuff. Starbucks versus Dutch Bros.
Dutch
Okay.
Bros.
Can we please pitch our opinions as if they are right so that we can perhaps
Okay.
sway our audience?
Okay. May I start, because I will have
Go
the
for
worst
it.
take
Hit it.
of all of you.
Hit it.
Oh, you like Starbucks, huh?
Just wait. Hear me out.
All right.
First of all, I'm not a coffee guy, always. So I, generally speaking, don't like going for coffee, especially if it's overpriced, and it is overpriced at both locations. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty broke as it is, and I simply can't afford a $4 cup of coffee at Starbucks or Dutch Bros.
$4.
It's more than that. So
Yeah.
For me it would be $4 because that's where I cap my price whenever I go get drinks.
Drinks.
Drinks,
well,
yeah.
I just want to add.
Okay.
So for price points at
Right.
both, you pay about the same amount. Like it's probably like less than $1 difference. And
It
at
is
Starbucks,
similar.
the large is 20 ounces, and the
Okay.
large at Dutch Bros is 32 ounces.
Yeah, it's significantly different, and it depends on the drink. But I think the most expensive it gets at Dutch for the crazy drinks, you're looking at $7.50, $8 for the large.
Okay,
That's-
I haven't been to Dutch enough to know this, right? So when you say crazy drinks, when I think of Starbucks, right, and crazy drinks, some sort of long name Chino at the end, like with
Well,
50
yeah.
different things in it.
They got,
right?
like-
What do they have at Dutch?
They have crazy names. They have a bunch of different.
Right,
They're
yeah.
trying to
Well-
put plastic shavings that sparkle in
Yeah.
our drinks for a while. They have a unicorn that they're giving a hand job to in the back just to make it taste weird, and that appeals to
The kids.
the 9-year-old army to us.
Yeah, to everyone like 23 and younger.
Yeah, my mom wouldn't go to Dutch Bros. I don't think.
Well, my mom, whenever she's like down for it, she'll get like a coffee or something. Like, okay, her drink there is a Freeze. So Freezes and Frost are the drinks there are almost $8.
Yeah, those are
Freeze has coffee in it.
Is
Frost
this
is just
at,
like
wait, where is this?
at Dutch.
Dutch. Okay. Yeah, I was
Freeze
gonna
has
say. I
coffee.
was looking at the menu. There was something that says like starting at $6.75.
yeah.
Bro.
The Freeze and Frost are both basically the same. One has coffee, one doesn't, but they taste amazing. But they have so much sugar.
But so that's a big thing is I drank Dutch. I was having it maybe 3 times a day for a few weeks back in the summer, because where else would I spend my money?
True.
Not college. Yeah. So, but when you're talking like price per volume, I think Dutch is definitely the flagship there in the coffee industry, or
But-
in the
Yeah. Okay.
in the
yeah.
fun drink industry.
Mhm.
But if I'm looking for a place to chill and not sweat outside when I make my order, Starbucks is definitely a place that I would go to. You get Wi-Fi. I think there's only one Dutch Bros that is indoors up in Greyhawk.
Okay, but when was the last time you went to a Starbucks?
I go to Starbucks actually every now and then. Here on campus, they take M&G, which are these magical fake. I mean, money's fake to begin with, but even more fake money put on our ASU IDs. So that it's incentivized me to go a few more times than I would usually. But I see a bunch of kids in there using the Wi-Fi, chilling. It's usually loud, but I'm saying outside of campus, there's like jazz playing, like, and then you go to Dutch Bros and like, and I can't even. I don't know. I have to. They're making me feel excited about being here in this moment.
They play a little bit too intense dubstep at Dutch.
Yeah, but every time you go there, it's hype.
Yeah,
there's like 50 people
especially
there outside.
Depending on the location, it's more of an experience.
Yeah, and people are really nice. The people are very flamboyant, and I don't know. I think they're more excited to be there. You go to Starbucks, and the barista's like, "What can I get you today?"
Yeah, they're like about to kill themselves. All right, so
it's not my fault you've worked here for 10 years.
aside from price, taste.
Right.
Taste.
So I think Starbucks definitely has more coffee flavor, but Dutch is definitely a lot more sugary. But Dutch can also have a lot more caffeine in their drinks than Starbucks.
It depends on what you get, boy. Depends on what you get.
My diarrhea is definitely different.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Between the two. Dutch diarrhea, it's a little savory, you know.
I love how we've gone from which is our favorite between the two places to it's overpriced, it's really crowded. People are sometimes rude at Starbucks.
Yeah.
So both places are both overpriced.
We get diarrhea.
Both are overpriced. Both are crowded. And Starbucks is... I feel like when I stand in line at Starbucks, it's a lot more of a painful experience than at Dutch.
Yeah, and I have very little respect for Starbucks because when I go up there, I look at the little display. I'm like, oh, look at those cute cake pops, thinking that those are just like the display ones. Sometimes there's flies flying around in there, and they look like they've been sitting under that light that's like flickering in the glass box. So I'm like, oh, I'll take a breakfast sandwich every now and then, and I haven't gotten one in a long time. And they slide that little glass door open, and to my dismay, they grab the display egg sandwich, they throw it in the microwave, and it comes out. And the time that it took for them to take it out of that glass box, put it in the microwave, and give it to me is the time that it passed through my system. And
but did it taste good?
It was aight. It wasn't all right. It was like AIGHT. It was aight. Not something I'd go back for.
And I don't think anyone's ever ordered food from Dutch. They have it on their menu, but I don't think anyone's ever gotten it.
Yeah, I think that's like when you bring your little kid.
So would I be correct in assuming you guys are valuing... So Dutch is more about the experience. Would I be correct in assuming that? Because when you guys say that you like Dutch more, your big arguments seem to be, a big
part of it is the experience, but Dutch
Yeah.
tastes better and I enjoy their drinks more.
Okay.
My final opinion on this is pound for pound, I think Dutch is superior.
Yeah.
And if you think otherwise, you're wrong, clearly. But you can have your opinion. That's totally fine.
But to be fair, at my old job, there was a Starbucks in there, and I had Starbucks just about every time I worked.
Yeah, it's because that's what was there. It's convenience. So
they had a Dutch in there?
Does matter.
Would have got Dutch.
You would have gotten Dutch.
Yeah. So you're Nick, not to take a dump on your opinion, but it doesn't carry enough weight because you're not a coffee guy.
Your opinion's just
I get that.
All right.
I totally get that. Yeah.
Oh,
fair enough.
and one last final thing.
Yeah.
Dutch has way more variety.
Oh, you can do anything. I feel bad for the broistas. They're not baristas. They're broistas. Hilarious. Great marketing. They have their little tablet, and when they go to select your drink, they have to scroll through the Bible to find the almond milk selection so that I'm not dying on the toilet later. And then they have all these different categories. That's why they basically don't go off names anymore because there's so many ridiculous names in there that are probably different languages at this point.
And at Dutch, you can get a tea, a Rebel, which is an energy drink, coffee, Frost, Freeze. What else? Lemonade.
They'd probably piss in the cup too if you asked for it.
Yeah.
And are the sizes small, medium, large?
Yes.
Yeah, small, medium, and large.
Oh,
I think
that's a
those
game
are
changer for me. Can't deal with the venti.
Venti,
yeah.
that drives me
Trenta,
nuts. But
Grande.
that's a different discussion.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, so overall, Dutch.
Dutch.
Okay.
The dub.
Okay.
Anyone who thinks different's wrong.
Ooh, this one you guys are gonna get. You guys can get into this a little more because I don't listen to garbage. Lil Xan quitting rap. Let's go ahead and give our op-eds on that.
Good.
Good. Do you think it's actually gonna happen though? Oh, you know what? Can someone explain who Lil Xan is first of all?
Lil Xan is a SoundCloud rapper from a small town in California. He has very little artistic ability, and his voice, it's sort of like complainy.
Yeah.
I guess would that be a good way of describing it?
Yeah, like if your mom.
But
he's an emo mainstream rapper.
But I still
Emo?
could get down to it. You know what I mean? Like I still enjoy it because
Get jiggy with it.
yeah,
You enjoy it?
Yeah. Unpopular opinion. That's what happens when I hear a lot of bass and some SoundCloud rapping, yelling, garbage.
That's X.
I enjoy that.
6ix9ine.
No. Okay,
I enjoy 6ix9ine too.
With Lil Xan,
Okay.
he said that he's releasing one more album, and it's completely different from anything that he's done.
He did say that, yeah.
And after that, he's done.
And guess how many people cared? Nobody.
Nick.
Soon as
Nick cared about
as
that.
soon as Childish Gambino was like, "Hey, I'm only releasing one more album, and and he's not even gonna tour it," people were shooting themselves and hanging themselves in their bathrooms. Like people were actually upset.
Yeah, people.
Lil Xan. People don't
actually
care about Lil Xan. He's a meme, just like 6ix9ine, just like any of the Lils.
Well,
all right.
And I feel like
Lil Windex, yeah.
if someone does care, they're not gonna express that they care because they don't want to be that guy that cares about Lil Xan.
Yeah.
But I don't know I guess this is a different question, but I don't know about the validity of that statement. I don't know if he actually is quitting.
Yeah.
Right.
He says he's quitting, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but regardless, I can acknowledge that his music is trash, but in the words of 6ix9ine, it's hot trash. Okay.
You know
what I mean?
But 6ix9ine also said, "I let my nuts hang."
Correct.
So I wouldn't be quoting him too much.
Right.
Well, yeah, let's leave it at "I let my nuts hang" and not quote anything else that he says.
I think their rap and hip hop culture. Oof. I don't know if I'm qualified to even talk about this.
Let's hear it.
I feel like
We're three white guys. Let's hear it.
I feel like we can just say that Lil Xan's trash, and it's good that he's quitting music. I feel like we can leave it at that.
Okay. All right. I was gonna
broaden.
Let's. I feel like we already expanded like a second. Like after a second, it was just over expanding.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I hate music right now, and I listen to it ironically. I'm at the point where I listen to 6ix9ine because I love screaming like 6ix9ine this and 6ix9ine that, and then dropping vulgarity. Who would ever do that? I find it hilarious. If that was bumping in a club or a party, I'm gonna go wild.
That's what I do like.
Well, I guess what I'm hearing from you, right, Brandon, is this concept of like the music content itself is not good, right? But you would still get down to it because of the way it sounds or whatever. That's my argument for why I enjoy it. I'm not a guy who always wants to go into music thinking, oh, there's some deep, bigger meaning behind this. I want to go into music and be like, this is enjoyable. This is for a good time. Clearly, it's not meant to be taken too seriously.
Well, and I can go both ways. Because I like songs that, even if they're not as good as one of those, I like the lyrical content.
It's like Joji. He just dropped Slow Dancing in the Dark. Fantastic song. It's not something I would bump to. He's obviously a more emotional artist.
Yeah.
But I listen to Joji to get in my feels and to listen to the lyrics and be like, oh, I sympathize with that. Obviously, that's how he's making his money too, is us relating to his music.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just
good.
It is good, just from all angles. But perspective matters. I'm sure there's plenty of Lil. I think Lil.
Yeah. I don't think that I don't think there are very many instances where I'll listen to rap to be emotional. The only instances can be some Joyner Lucas songs, or like, objectively good rappers, right? Like Kendrick and whatnot. But generally speaking, I don't listen to rap to get in that mood.
That's fair. That's fair.
I prefer
You know?
to have good lyrics though, so I don't sound like an idiot singing along to it.
I don't care. I'll just say straight up. If I sound like
I mean,
an idiot, so
one
be it. That's
thing
what
that
it
is good about like this generation's music is that when you're at a party, it's gonna go hard.
Oh yeah, that's
It's hard
true.
not,
That's
if it's
true.
not going hard, the DJ's
It's not gonna play.
not good.
Like there's some songs that I
Yeah.
hate, but when I'm at a party,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'll get
Absolutely.
crunk to that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this next topic that we're going to talk about, it's unnecessarily taboo, but it's a juicy topic nonetheless. Everyone's going to have their own opinions on it. There's a very feminist side of it, and there's a very male-oriented side of this topic as well. And I think we're at the point where most people can handle it maturely. Here we have 3 straight white males giving our opinions on it. I'm gonna try my best to be unbiased and as balanced as I can on my opinions, because obviously these are all opinionated.
I feel like so it's about sexual
education and the sexual sex.
I feel like overall though everyone knows what's right.
They do, but a lot of people don't accept it, and a lot of people don't educate themselves well enough for this. So let's go ahead and we have a little article Justin's gonna
so
rip from.
Jumping right into it, according to this is from the ASU State Press. According to a new study, as many as 80% of men have tried to get out of using condoms, which I believe is pretty accurate.
Yeah. I from stories that I hear, it's definitely something that goes on.
Yeah, and they're taking this information from the ASU Health and Wellness Center. It says that around 47% of men aged between 18 and 24, and around 53% of men aged between 25 and 29 reported using condoms during their most recent vaginal intercourse with a casual sex partner. Moreover, 80% of men have used at least one tactic to avoid using a condom since adolescence, the study says. Which, I feel like I see that all the time.
It's believable. And a lot of people, I've heard plenty of different excuses for unsafe sex. One that it feels fantastic. Once you...
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Is that people say
once you go raw, you're never going to go back. Like, it's this thing that people do for pleasure. And sex, at our age at least, is usually... There's no goal of, like, having a child at the end of it.
Right.
And so it is for a pleasure result. But unfortunately with that, especially here at ASU, we are the sexually transmitted disease capital of all universities. One, because we're one of the largest in the nation, and two, we have percentage-wise more females than we do males. But in the college environment, it's an experiment. People are going out, socializing, getting drunk and high, and getting into these situations, these intimate situations with a partner that sometimes are unmediated with. They aren't being safe. They're not thinking for themselves. Yeah. They're not thinking for the person that they're engaging with either.
And in case you are watching and you are from a university, at least at ASU, it's $20 to go get a test, or if you have insurance, it's free.
And it is cheap, not just on campus, but there are a lot of government buildings. I went and got tested downtown off like Roosevelt and 16th Street here in Arizona, and again it was only $20. It's fast. It's nothing to be ashamed of, and you shouldn't only go because you think you have something.
You should go just for
just go
a base of
to be
base
safe.
knowledge.
Yeah, and it's always a good rule to. It's obviously go, especially if you think something's wrong, but try and go twice a year or every 3 partners.
Yeah,
I would suggest.
They say every 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry, especially when you're talking about a sexually transmitted disease. Some of them are way worse than others, and it
Especially-
causes discomfort. Sometimes it ruins people's lives too.
Well, and if you have one and you don't know about it, you could be spreading it to other people who don't want to get that. So.
And I was going to say, I guess we kind of talked about this a little bit. I know that we've emphasized, getting tested and whatnot. Guys, wear a condom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that you're thinking about it only in short term. I know you've probably heard the same thing,
It's
hundreds of times, but it really is worth it, I guess.
I mean,
in
and
the
a
long
lot
run.
of it just happens in the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of these
But
you're not like, hey, let's fornicate at 8:30 tonight, my
Yeah,
place.
no,
That's
exactly.
not happening. It's a lot of times at parties.
It just
Oh,
happens.
random.
One thing leads to another, and it happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't keep going. If it breaks, don't turn it inside out. All these things. It's just
I've never heard of anyone turning it inside out.
I have never heard of that,
that
either.
happens. I have heard of that.
Oh, I thought you said you have.
No, I'm saying that.
You yourself, yeah.
That's something that does occur. And there was another, if we could go back to the article real quick, that one term of, what was it, stealthing. Yeah, so the study also discusses that stealthing, the non-consensual removal of protection, is dangerous because the women don't know to get tested for STDs or STIs following a sexual encounter.
Which I don't think I've ever heard of anyone, like, being stealthy and taking it off, but, I mean, I'm sure it has happened.
Yeah, I'm not doubting it, and because it's mentioned in this pretty credible source, I really don't doubt it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's messed up if you do that. I mean,
yeah, it is.
It's super malicious. First of all, if you're just like, and then you kind of throw this guy over to the side and you continue, that's not good. One, not only because of STIs, but also you don't know the hormonal state of your partner. And I know we're talking about this in a hetero nature. Even for homosexual, especially for homosexual encounters, actually, you should definitely wear protection. And unless this is your significant other that you're married to, or you know for sure that this is you
Your
guys have a
person,
plan. You need to be that you guys are coordinated, and that's more acceptable, I think. But that's not happening in college. That's not happening in many instances because
it's just heat of the moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't have any condoms, they're free at the health center at ASU, and I'm sure at other colleges too. It's free to just go and pick one up.
Mhm. And even if there's a stigma attached to, I have to go buy condoms. Most of it, like if you're having sex, for this study, 18 to 24, 24 to 30, I think you're old enough or past the point where you can be comfortable going and buying protection.
Well, and you can't use the excuse that you can't afford it if they're free at your campus.
Yeah, you're doing yourself a favor, and you're
Very
doing
true.
anybody that you're engaging in these acts with
And I-
favors. as well.
If you go and get tested, you get 3 free condoms after you get tested. So
Yeah,
go get tested and get free condoms.
wrap your willy,
Yeah.
and don't be silly,
Yeah.
as they say.
That's
Yeah.
who says.
I don't know. I've heard it several times. But anyway, that's that for that segment.
Yeah.
I think consent is another thing that I'm sure we can talk about now. I would very much rather have. We're gonna be having guests on our podcast for the consent topic.
Yeah, hopefully next week we'll have someone from Greek life.
Yeah, we'll have one of your buddies actually, a frat member, come and talk about Greek life. Eventually, we plan on having a female come on to the podcast. Ooh, girls, weird. Being in our dorm. No, weird. Okay. Anyway, I would like to talk about consent with the other side of it, the other perspective,
Yeah.
because our scope of this entire conversation of this whole topic is very limited, and I think it helps to have somebody come at us with a different view of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially in college.
consent's pretty self-explanatory. Just like,
Yeah, everybody knows that I think at the base, people know.
Yeah, absolutely. People are just like they're aware that it should be consensual. Just
it's common knowledge,
Yeah.
but a lot of people forego these things, protection, consent. There's a bunch of different definitions for consent. I don't think there's one. I don't think there is one
The main
right.
one is just making sure they say yes, and especially if you're sober, they're drunk, don't do it.
Mhm. And there needs to be consistent consent. Initially I was like, why should you be able to revoke consent halfway through having sex? But it makes sense. Why would you pressure that person to
Yeah.
keep
Well, I mean, if
going?
you're halfway through and someone says no, you can't just keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's a very spicy topic that I think we should get into in a different podcast. Other than that, yeah. Next week we're going to try to structure these podcasts so that we can hopefully drop one every week. It might not be consistent on the dates, but yeah, we're gonna try to be.
We can say that it's consistent, but it won't be.
Yeah, it'll be consistent, but not.
It'll be consistent, but it won't.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in though. If you guys made it this far through the podcast, the first few are going to be a little short. Some of them are going to be a little longer. There's not a specific structure to these yet. We do appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. We're strictly on YouTube as of now.
Yeah.
No live streams because we make terrible mistakes in those. As many people, live stream fails, my favorite. A thumbs up would also be appreciated. We have no sponsors and we have no ads as of yet.
Which how would we?
Exactly. We're not asking for money either, so there's that as well. Thanks for tuning in. This is Brandon signing off. Do you have any final words?
Nope. Just have a great week. Be safe.
Yeah. Again, thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope you continue to tune in. We'll get better at this as time goes on.
Consent.
Consent.
Yeah.
All right.
Good keyword.
Thanks, guys.